Welcome in, everybody, to a special edition, another edition of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell, Glenn Martin, and DK in the background. Of course, the trade deadline has just recently passed, and that's why we are here to talk about it. Normally do the show on Wednesday night or even Tuesday evening, but we wanted to get to you guys as soon as the trade deadline was over to talk about the move the Baltimore Ravens made and the moves that were made around the league. But Glenn, really quickly, of course, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Delete Me.
Are they still?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Got him.
Shout out, Delete Me. Turn the lights back on, then we'll talk about you.
That's right.
But anyway, Glenn, how are you doing, dude?
Doing well. I mean, look, I admittedly am disappointed. Now, I'm not going to be bashing the move we did make, but
yeah,
man, I tell you, it's a combination of things. I'm sure everybody like me was watching Monday Night Football last night, and it doesn't help when you watch Calais Campbell absolutely wreck the offensive line, and right next to wreck the offensive line of the Cowboys and sack Dak Prescott multiple times last night, including in clutch situations. That didn't help, but word is that he wanted to stay in Arizona, so. Hey, I mean, I'm not going to be too mad about that. But also what didn't help, Jimbo, in the same game, watching Jadeveon Clowney do his thing and absolutely destroy the right tackle for the Arizona Cardinals on multiple occasions, both against the run and in the pass game. And then today happened, Jimbo.
Yeah. Rough one for sure. I mean, let's talk about the move first, and then I want to talk about all the other stuff that's going on. So let's talk about the Ravens move here. If you guys don't know, I'm sure you all know, but the Baltimore Ravens traded the Tennessee Titans, and in that trade, the Baltimore Ravens will acquire outside linebacker. Is it Draymond Jones?
I think it's Draymond.
Draymond Jones. I think that makes more sense with the apostrophe. Draymond Jones and the Tennessee Titans will receive a conditional 5th round pick in the following draft, 2026. However, it can be converted to a 4th round pick if the Ravens, 1, make the playoffs, and 2, he has 2 more sacks by the end of the regular season. So just a few things. Jones is 28. He's in the final year, of course, of his 1-year deal. This was his first year with the Tennessee Titans. And he has 4.5 sacks on the season, I think, which all come in the last 4 weeks. So look, I think we have a new sack leader in the building.
Yes, we do. Congratulations to Draymond. Welcome to the purple and black. Excited to have him here. And look, we're going to get into the fact that we wish the Ravens would have done more, but this is no doubt an upgrade, a big help to the Ravens front 7. He's going to cause a lot of things to kind of be helped. I think it'll allow KVN to become more versatile in where he's lined up, not just stuck lining up in a traditional edge position. I think they'll be able to move him across the line, maybe get him matched up on the weak link, and maybe we'll see more out of KVN like we did last season. Also, he's a heavy hound. I believe he's 280 pounds. He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's also an opportunity to kick him inside and have him matched up over some guards and potentially get some pass rush from the interior, which we have been certainly lacking. You got to remember, coming into this game, since the Oweh trade, and this is off the top of my head here, the Ravens' success rate with pass rushers was sub 20%, which would have been the first time a team had finished sub 20% pass rush success rate in the NFL. So there was a desperate need. Dang, Jimbo, you got a plane flying overhead? Holy.
I'm outside.
Okay, and then also the Ravens' edge group was dead last in pressures this season with just 39 total pressures heading into to next week. So they needed help. They got some help. So, in that regard, welcome to the team, Draymond Jones. And there's no doubt that the Ravens are better than they were before this trade.
Yeah, and I think accurately so. People are frustrated or pointing their ire at Eric DeCosta, but I want to paint the entire picture of what we did recently from a trade and roster, transaction standpoint, because everyone's talking about today. However, if you look at the past month or so, what do we do? We got rid of Odafe Oweh. We picked up.
Who has 4 sacks in 4 games.
Right, of course he does. But at the same time, Gilman had a big, had the big fumble recovery that seems to have helped this defense allow Kyle Hamilton to do a bit more closer to the line of scrimmage. We offloaded Jair Alexander to the Philadelphia Eagles. Good luck to you, Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think there's much left in that tank. And of course, we picked up Draymond Jones. So they have done some things outside of just today. Of course, today's getting all the headlines because it is the trade deadline. And then DK brought it up in our private chat. We also picked up Carl Lawson.
Yeah.
We'll see if he factors into this rotation with this move. I guess, that's another question.
If nothing else, hopefully it gets Ojabo out of the football game.
Right.
He is terrible. Gosh, get him out of the game.
Yeah.
But quickly on the Jair thing, I don't want to just rush past it. Jair, now he was not going to play here unless there was some rash of injuries. He was a healthy scratch routinely for this team. So at the very least, at least they got something for him. Now, of course, it's a huge disappointment when Jair was signed here. We thought, oh, wow, you add this guy to already talented group, and this becomes, we thought at the time the best secondary in football. Turns out that knee, at least what we're assuming, is that knee is worse than either they hoped or that they expected. And he never was able to kind of crack the starting rotation or even the game day active list. But still disappointing to see. And look, it's a low-risk move for the Eagles, who are desperate in the secondary for help and depth. And so, man, not what we expected to happen with Jair, but he wasn't playing anyway, so I don't really see the loss there.
Yeah. Now, this is so a few things come to my mind. One, Glenn, when the move was made for Jones, in your heart of heart, like in the deepest chamber of your hearts, I want you to be honest here. Did you know that the trade moves were over? I feel like I knew.
No. Heck no.
Like, I felt like as soon as that happened, we gave up the 5th-round pick. We got some guy to kind of silence the audience, and I feel like EDC was like, all right, picked up the briefcase and walked off. I just felt like at that point that this is it. Just because I've seen this too many times before. Like, yeah.
I mean, in a day where I can't remember a more star-studded, a more explosive trade deadline in recent history. Like, this was especially, I mean, holy smokes. The Jets have 5 first-round draft picks the next 2 seasons, and they have multiple 2s also. So I am shocked at the level of movement, and that the Ravens were not involved today at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I mentioned, the fact that happened, the trade happened, just made me feel like, the chances. I kept refreshing like everybody else, but the chances of it were really low. Now, this is my other question. How much of it do you think, how much of the potential of picking somebody up off of waivers, being the bad start we had with the bad start we had to the season, how much of that factors into this? Do you think that they're done here, or do they pick up a vet who wants to be on a competing team that could potentially come here? And now that we have a better waiver pickup position, right?
Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, I guess that could be the case. But if that is the case, it's not a difference maker. It's not a needle mover. It's a depth guy. I mean, it's not –
I'm digging at anything I can here.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I know. And I appreciate your searching for positivity, but I just don't I mean, look, I get why they didn't make the moves in a lot of ways, because the price tags were incredibly steep. However, we've also seen plenty of times, and it's the case not just here but everywhere, that draft picks are very much so a lottery ticket. And oftentimes, what do lottery tickets do? They do not hit. And so I just wish for once we were that aggressive team. And aggression can sometimes certainly backfire and ultimately not lead to any championships, or even getting us over that hump of the AFC Championship. But man, is it cool to watch? Like, what would you rather be, Jimbo? A fan of a team that, tries to get as many comp picks as they can, tries to acquire as many, lottery tickets as they can, or a fan of a team that has a guy like Howie who goes all in seemingly every year and to win championships? I mean, what they gave up was a ton. We talk about what the Colts gave up for Sauce and what the Cowboys gave up for Quinnen. But dude, like, now, I like to see aggression out of my GM.
I agree with you. And I think we should have made a move. Once again, I'm trying to look at this holistically, and I think about, so there's some I try and think about what was Eric, what were his thoughts, right? And then I think about the teams that did make moves. You mentioned the Cowboys. I mean, they're stuck in mediocrity forever and ever, right? Seemingly. And then I think about the Colts, who have a new owner. She's on top of it in everything, hyper aggressive. I expected something like that from her, but also they haven't won much in the past. How long's it been? And so I also wonder, like, the Chiefs didn't make moves. I didn't see the Bills, panicking, making moves here. Now we're in different situations, but certainly they're on the edge as well. I mean, they got the Patriots coming up in their division, playing well. You got the Broncos playing well. So I mean, my other question is really like some of these more historically steady and in recent years, right? His steady and successful teams, we didn't see making tons of moves either. Not saying that we are in a situation like theirs, but I also would bet that our odds are better to win our division than the Chiefs right now.
Yeah.
So once again, just trying to look at this from all angles, right? But I don't disagree with you. I wish he would have been a bit more aggressive, got something done on the inside. Man, it would have been great to get Zeitler back.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be Quinnen. It could have been Jeffrey Simmons. It could have been you address the offensive line with Zeitler with $2 million left on his deal. Like
something, man.
It doesn't have to. It didn't mean getting a bidding war, which it sounds like the Ravens were in attempts to get Quinnen Williams. It sounds like that they had offered. I read they offered a 2 and a 4 for Quinnen, and they were outbid by 1 and a 2. I believe it was the final, and plus Mozzie Smith was the final offer to get Quinnen Williams over into a Cowboys uniform, which again makes you kind of like wonder, like, what the hell are the Cowboys doing? I mean, if anyone watched that game last night, it's like they're an absolute mess. Now, a lot of it is on the defense, and they did add to that side of the ball. But as you can see right there, I mean, what a stud they got. A great player against the run, great player pressuring the quarterback in the passing game. But I get why they weren't willing to go that aggressive, but that's not the only guy that was available. Where's Jermaine Johnson? Where's Jeffrey Simmons? Where's Zeitler? I mean, I'm sure there was other guys that you could have kicked the tires on, and you didn't have to give up a first, because I don't think the Ravens are ever going to be giving up a first, even though, I mean, I think somebody said in the chat earlier, I think the success rate on a first-round draft pick is somewhere around 23%. So there's no guarantee that if you hold on to them that you get anything worthwhile anyway, that as far as leading to wins. So, oh, man. But like you said, not every team made a bunch of moves. There's plenty of teams that stood pat and are still expected to do well. But it just felt like the Ravens had obvious needs that they could have addressed, and they were too careful, I think, this year.
And this is my follow-up question. I see everybody in the chat bashing Eric, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard some whisperings, like everyone talks about Eric being cheap, but I mean, ultimately the buck doesn't stop with Eric. Right?
A lot of it's Bisciotti, right?
He's not spending his own money. He's playing with monopoly money, right?
So where's that $17 million going, Jimbo, that they freed up?
That's what I'm saying. So is there his directives come from his boss? Let's not forget that Eric DeCosta has a boss. Right? Is there any way we start looking at Bisciotti here? Just like when everything goes wrong for the Dallas Cowboys, who do they point at first?
Well, he's GM and owner.
Yeah, that's true.
A little different.
Obviously, there's stark differences. I'm happy we have Bisciotti as an owner in comparison to other teams. But at some point, I also don't think it's fair to say, hey, Eric, everything is your fault, because he also has a report. He reports to someone, right? Somebody's giving him directives on how the money is spent. I don't know. I just start to wonder about all these things, right? Because everyone talks about Eric being cheap. Well, if Eric's cheap because his boss is cheap, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't even necessarily, because the cap is the cap. And I think that Bisciotti is fine with spending up to the cap. Now, he might not go over, like you see some of these other teams, the way they can finesse the cap, where it's a lot of, we might have to get a cap specialist in here, but I don't think he's opposed to, like, Kevin Zeitler was $2 million more, like that. We'd still have $15 million. Like, it's not like the thing is, it's the unwillingness to part with draft picks when they are unproven. They're nothing more than potential, or like it's, I just want to value proven commodity a little bit more than draft picks. That's how I wish Eric DeCosta would look at things. Is I'm going to go get a proven guy rather than hold on to this 5th round comp pick that I got from the Jets that might turn into a decent depth player. Like,
yeah,
that's the part that kind of drives me crazy. Joseph Eckert says, hope they can sweep the Steelers wild card. Else, yeah, I don't know if there's a path to go through the wild card. I think it's either you win the North or you don't make the playoffs. When you look around the AFC, there's going to be a lot of competition.
Think about the AFC West and think about the AFC East. You finally got 2 relevant teams in the East. You finally got a few relative teams in the West. And so that eliminates it's North or bust. I agree with you. But I'll also say this, Glenn, back to my previous point. I think there is a stubbornness philosophically to let go of picks. But it's also ironic to me, and I don't know if there's a correlation here, but building a team through picks is clearly the cheapest way to do it. Always has been and always will be. So if you don't want to get rid of picks, it's like, well, I know I'm not going to have the money here, so I need to go get rid of I need to use my picks to the – anyway, I just wonder, like, I don't think Eric is stupid enough to sit around and see guys that are his peers that are making moves, like Howie's right up 95, right up the freaking turnpike. And he's just sitting there like, I know everything and nobody else does. I don't see Eric like that, right? And so there has to be something else that we're missing. There has to be a piece of this equation that we're not seeing here. I don't think there's any way that he just sits on his hands because he likes to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know who the philosophy is exactly coming from. I got to imagine Eric DeCosta's, I think, in the driver's seat of this, though. I can't see Steve Bisciotti the way he talked about last time. I mean, we don't hear a lot from Steve, but last time we talked or heard him talk,
once in a while.
It'd be kind of cool. But he talked about how he watches games on Sundays similar to a fan. And that's why he makes a point to not contact the Ravens front office right after games because he needs to cool down. So I got to imagine he might have been watching the trade deadline in a similar way as a fan and hoping that the Ravens were able to land a difference maker on either side of the ball. Because I wonder, like the trenches right now are so razor thin. Like, if we have an injury to Travis Jones, like, what do we got? I mean, we're in huge trouble. So it just seems like the Ravens now sat on their hands. And like, again, I'm not saying go trade 2 1s to get Quinnen Williams. I'm saying
there's like something in between here, guys. Yeah. Right? It doesn't need to be all or nothing, I think is your point, right? Like, there's something here.
Something to address the fact that we are incredibly thin and needy at those positions. I mean,
funny that you would say the trenches are incredibly thin because that's never a description used for any of those guys. But let's see the trenches, Eric, question mark. What are we doing? That's from Ian Wicks, of course. Yeah. My only point is that I've never done this before, Glenn. I'm starting to wonder. I'm not starting to wonder. I just would remind everyone that Eric is, I agree with you. I don't think Bisciotti's telling Eric what to do. I don't think he ever would. I don't think that's his management style. At the end of the day, though, he is a manager. He manages Eric. He manages Sashi. That's his job. Like, he's the owner of it's his money that's going out the door. Is my only point. Like, to at least consider here. I'm not that I'm trying to save Eric or shield Eric, but I just don't see him as an idiot. Like, this is not a Jerry Jones, like, naive first, Jerry Jones situation or a first-year GM situation or a guy that's going to get fired in 12 months. Eric's been doing this for 21 years, whatever, right? Like, the last time he got hired by the Ravens, he was fresh out of, I think he dropped out of law school to take the job, and he had a full head of hair. So, like, iPhones weren't even a thing. Like, the internet hardly existed.
iPods were.
Like, the internet was like, I mean, I don't even know if half America I've had internet in their house at that point.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, like, I don't know. I'm just starting to ask more questions. Is where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, Howie over Eric DeCosta, says JT401. I think that when you look at Howie, and you see it's not like this is a new thing for Howie. He's been doing this for years now. And what has it led to? Immense amounts of success where they've been dominating the NFC. And who else is competing with them most regularly? The Rams, who, again, incredibly aggressive at the deadlines in recent years, giving away tons of draft capital to win Super Bowls, or at least a Super Bowl, and compete like as good a chance as anyone to win it this year. So it's just like, man, I just wish the Ravens would have become a little bit more aggressive. I'm not saying 2 1s and a player like the Colts did with giving up 80 Mitchell 2 1s and paying a ton of money. By the way, how funny is it that after today's moves, Jimbo, looking back, teams were still unwilling to give up 2 1s for Lamar Jackson?
It's insane.
That's kind of crazy to think about. Like,
yeah.
Teams giving up 2 1s to pay Sauce Gardner $131 million over the next 5 years. And all that capital to give Quinnen Williams, but they're like, I don't know about Lamar.
But don't you think Eric is doing that math too?
Well, certainly he has to be.
Like,
but I can't imagine Zeitler wouldn't have been had for a fourth.
Oh,
I can't imagine
a fourth? He would have been had for a sixth.
Right. Like, where's the Titans going? And you already had the communication open with the Draymond trade.
Like, dude, let me tell you what.
And same could be said with the D tackle there.
Nothing like closing 2 deals in the same day. That would have been great. I agree. Joseph Eckert says, "Hope they can sweep." We read that one, DK.
Yeah, but that still remains the case. Gene says, "Nightmare playoffs flop, 7 fifth-round draft picks, John Stage." Yeah, I mean, we're once again going to have a bunch of swings in the 5th round, and we might hit on one of them, and another one might be a decent, depth guy, but it just feels like the same freaking story over and over again, where we're going to be good, but we never choose to go all in, ever. We never do. And what are we going to say in 5 years, Jimbo, that we let the entire Lamar Jackson era go by and we were never aggressive enough to get over the Chiefs and Bills hump? Every year, it's the same shit. And yeah, I'm like God's favorite. I'm jealous of the Eagles fans right now. Like, I'm jealous. And look, they didn't do a ton, but I mean, if you look at, they didn't do a ton today, but if you look at what they did, they made 3 moves before the deadline during the season. I love that. Oh man, I know the Chiefs and Bills didn't do anything.
That the Bills and Chiefs didn't do anything.
Yeah, a bit.
They're on the edge too. Let's be honest, right?
They are, and it did make me wonder.
Do they get a pass and say we believe in our guys, but the Ravens don't?
I think they do because they've beaten us. I mean, certainly the Chiefs get a pass because they've won Super Bowls. The Bills to a lesser degree. Yeah, I think the Bills are more shocking. Like I thought that I was worried the Chiefs were going to go get Breece Hall and really solidify their running back room after they've been cycling Pacheco, Hunt, Bruce Smith. They've been trying to get guys in there, but the Chiefs have won Super Bowls, and they so it's like they get a pass. The Bills, I thought, would be a more aggressive team, and maybe they were one of the teams that got outbid. But man, it'd been nice to see Jeffrey Simmons kind of on the same plane as Draymond, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Sometimes I wonder if that ship sailed after he spit in. Could be. After he spit in Marshall's face.
Yeah.
But I would have taken. Sorry, Marshall, but.
So I think Marshall would have signed up for it. Marshall like, that's fine.
It's just some spit, bro. Who cares? Just wipe it off. Let's see. Did we read this already? No. EDC plays an inside linebacker. Oh, pays an inside linebacker $125 million. Bad move. Edge wins Super Bowls.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like, because if you look at the analytics, Jimbo, we were dead last in pressures out of our outside linebacker group. And Draymond's an upgrade, and he's going to allow other guys to move up and down the defensive line, and it could very well produce more sacks. But when you're going from dead last to what? Still back end? Like, I don't think he's enough of a difference maker to say we're top half. Like, so it just seems like a marginal upgrade. And then Carl Lawson, you can throw him in there too. Again, marginal. Like, what we don't know what the hell he's really going to do for us. Ajabo's a complete a waste of time on the field. And so it's just like, oh man, it's just, and we're getting ran on still. Like people kind of forgot that Achane still had a pretty damn good game against us, especially in the first half. And so I'm not so sure that we can even stop the run to the degree we have in recent years. So and then again, I mean, after that game, we see clips of Falele and Voorhees falling flat on their freaking face.
Yep.
So our guard play is still incredibly suspect, and I'm not sold that they can get it done when it matters, especially when you're going up against a freaking Chris Jones or a Buckner in the playoffs. Just for once, be aggressive, guys. For once, try it. See what happens.
I know. I do want to add some levity to this conversation, though. With all the picks, let's see. Let me make sure I have this right. Where'd it go? How many picks do the Jets have? Let's see. Gosh dang.
And people are saying, well, Achane didn't run for over. It's because game script got him out of it. Like, because they kept shooting themselves in their own foot. And that horrible tripping call. I mean, let's not act like he wasn't gashing us, because he was.
Yeah, I agree with you. Is there any way, though, that do you think that the Jets are going to be in a better position?
They could if they cash their lottery tickets, because they got. I mean, I've never seen this. This is insane. The kind of capital they got the next 2 years, insane.
No, it's insane. But is there any way they screw this thing up? Of course, there's a way.
Yeah, there's the Jets. Yeah, of course. I mean, they're going to be picking maybe number 1 in the draft. The question is, do they think the quarterback is the guy this year, or do they need to wait until next year?
Right.
Because I don't see a very great quarterback class coming out this year at all. So maybe they go, that's why we want next year's picks too. Kwame says, if you can't get pressure on Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes, you're not winning a Super Bowl. The recipe is out there. Yeah. I don't get it, EDC. 100% right. Yeah. And we can't do it with a blitz.
Right.
Much less with our front 4.
Oh, man. You're stressing me out, dude. You're stressing me out.
It's just so frustrating. Like, why you trade Oweh away and he has immediate success? So you go, okay, is it scheme or are you teaching poor technique? Like, now, in a couple, maybe 1 or 2 are more of like scramble, hustle plays. But if anybody saw the sack he had last week, that wasn't no scramble or hustle play. That was beating the left tackle like a drum and getting the quarterback on the ground. And so you go, so are we teaching the wrong technique this whole time? Is our scheme trash? What the hell is going on? Oh, my gosh. And then even like Logan Wilson, I would have welcomed that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys get Logan Wilson, who, by the way, has not been playing, and he still has more interceptions than any inside linebacker over the last few seasons. Yeah. Still, he's got 11. Like, this guy, put him next to Roquan and just say, go get the guy. Like, yeah, Teddy, he's developing, and I like what I've seen from him, but he's still a rookie. He's still got a long way to go. He's still taking false steps in the wrong areas. He's still, not as sure about where he's headed as Logan Wilson would be if he was in here. I mean, this guy's done it all and seen it all. So it's just like, even if it was an ancillary move to make just more than one move, man, it just seemed like this team needed more than one move.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely right, Glenn. And to add salt to the wound, now some people are thinking that the Seahawks are the best team in football.
Well, they certainly are the best road team. There ain't no freaking doubt they're the best. And then they go out, and what do? They get the best wide receiver on the market and pair him with JSN, who's been the best receiver all year, even if Kupp doesn't come back. They got Torrey Horton as a rookie who's been absolutely lighting things up. I mean, Sam Darnold looks like Tom Brady last time we saw him. Had 1 incomplete pass. I mean, it's just frustrating, man. And I'm tired of watching players who the Ravens could have kept around dominating them in prime time. We saw it a few weeks ago when we saw who in the secondary for the Lions was killing it. We saw Mollett have a crazy interception, and we saw another corner. Rock Ya-Sin have a fantastic game, and then last night, Jadeveon was everywhere, and Calais Campbell sealed the deal for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's a tough day. Tough day for
the Calais Campbell. Just had him. He would cure both those issues. He's great against the run, and he was dominant against the pass last week, inside and out, like last night. Like, he was rushing from the defensive end position and beating that right tackle like a drum.
Yeah, free Wi-Fi says market is overpriced. EDC needs to hit on picks. This is the thing, though. In life, if you talk to any financial advisor, he'll tell you that there are things that are always an investment and that things that are sometimes you have to buy. Sometimes people get stuck at looking at their home as an investment. And I fall into that bucket sometimes. You can't always look at your home as an investment. You need to live in a home, right? Like, the market is what it is. And so my point is, like, I agree the market is overpriced, but guess what? You need a pass rush like one needs a home, right? Like, this is just the going rate. Deal with it. it is what it is, right? So that's my frustration, right? Like, you can't look at everything and run it through your this isn't Moneyball, right? Like, you can't just go, here, let me run this calculator and tell me whether or not I should do this. Right? Like, you're gonna miss out on some situations there and some good players. So
and this isn't year 2 of Lamar. This isn't year 4 of Lamar. Like, are we just gonna Nick, perfectly. EDC hasn't went in it all during the Lamar era. Yeah, this isn't like Lamar is he's got plenty of time, and he's still got a decent amount of time, but let's not act like this is year 2. I mean, when are we gonna freaking go all in once?
Yeah, one day.
I'm not even saying one day. I thought today was that day. I thought last year should have been that year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's tough. You all right? You sweating over there, Glenn?
Dude, I'm all day, dude. I'm watching Pat McAfee live, and he's like, he's got an interview going. He cuts off Cam Little. We got breaking news, and I'm like, come on. No Ravens.
Now let's talk about this for a second. How much better are we, right? Like, I guess let me rephrase my question. Does this give us a chance to do more than one to win the division, but also do you think our chances are improved now with him in place? Of course, we have Gilman in there, you have Carl Lawson, whatever. Does this do anything for you in our possibility of making a true run, not just winning the North and getting bounced in the first round, which is the most likely scenario right now?
Yeah, I mean, it gives them a better chance, but not much. Not like leaps and bound better, like Quinnen Williams would have done again, or even Jeffrey Simmons, Zeitler. I would have much rather, at least you know what you're getting. Like, Draymond's having his best season right now. Like, we don't know if that's going to translate. I mean, just look at Odafe Owe. Here he had 0 success. Elsewhere he had success. So how are we to know that if the reverse isn't true for Draymond Jones? And then he had success elsewhere, but won't have that same success here, won't have that impact here. I just think yes, they're better, but not leaps and bounds. We're talking baby steps better. And by far the worst pass rush, the worst, Jimbo. It's not like we were 20th or 18th. We were the worst edge group in the league, and we got a okay player to add to the worst. So what does that get us to 25th? Okay. Does 25th beat Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen? No.
My thing is, like, does it increase our chances of outscoring the other team?
No.
Because that's the only way we win a game, right?
Yeah.
In the play, we just simply have to be. Lamar has to run a perfect race. The offense had to play a perfect game every single game in the playoffs. All right.
Yeah.
Kwame says, how about getting a sure playmaker rather than gambling on picks? They're outsmarting themselves. One injury on the D-line, and we're both in trouble again. Yeah, that's what Glenn was mentioning, Kwame, is that, we're so thin at that position, ironically, and, we're just one ankle turn, one roll up in the pile away from taken from the scrap heap again, right? Like going straight to the clearance rack. So this is a problem. I don't know what the answer is without Bishotti getting more involved, at least at the managerial level. Like, you know what I mean? Because if no one's going to stop it, then certainly Bishotti obviously can't do the same thing that he did with. Look, let's just say it what it is. Eric is not Ozzie Newsome, right?
I thought he was a more aggressive version of Ozzie, but he's like his aggressiveness has regressed.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, if you think of 19, we got 2 players at the trade deadline. Who do we get? I know we got Marcus Peters. We got another player, didn't we?
Gosh, it's hard off the top of my head, but I know we made impactful moves. Impactful. And maybe look, Draymond could prove us to be wrong, and he could make a bigger difference than I'm expecting. But oh man, it's just and look, I still think the Ravens are going to win the North. I still am confident the Ravens. But this deadline was more than about winning the North. This is about winning the AFC and winning the damn Super Bowl. And I don't think they got any closer to that. Any closer.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Glenn. See, that makes me really sad. But I also find it hard.
I mean, look what the Packers do. They lose Tucker Kraft, 2 days ago? They trade for TJ Hawkinson today.
Dude, that guy's making his way all around the North, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just, yeah, exactly. It's just like, that's the kind of stuff I wanted to see the Ravens doing, man. That's it right there. And I don't get the Cowboys. I mean, they stink out loud, and they just gave up all their future for a guy who's great. But I don't think the Eagles are going to lose that division. The NFC is absolutely, like, look at the West. They have three teams with 6 wins, and then a Cardinals team that just beat the snot out of that same Cowboys team. Like, where is your path to the Super Bowl, guys? Like, I mean, to the playoffs. I don't see a path for the Cowboys to make the playoffs, and yet they were far more aggressive. Like.
But also, it makes you wonder. Like, the other thing I would like to do, DK, I'll give you an idea for DK's musings. I think this would be interesting. What, like, if you can do some sort of if you can pull a data set of players that have been traded on the week of the deadline to see how those moves have worked out for the teams picking up the players and the teams getting the picks. I wonder, right? Like, what does that look like? And we've had some experience with that. Obviously, worked out with Marcus Peters, but I wonder if overwhelmingly,
looks like Hawkinson was I was trolled.
Oh, okay.
I saw it on Twitter. But now I'm not seeing it because I saw someone was like, really? And now, but I did see it earlier. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It's happened to us all. Don't worry. Glenn, you're not wrong, King. No singing this season. Oh, yeah. Well, look, anyway, I do think that would be an interesting, because if you look at the teams that are making the moves, Glenn, that are giving up the big picks, like, look, the culture in the AFC South, call them 7-2, but the AFC South, what is the AFC South?
Just so you guys see, this is what I saw, okay? I'm not crazy. I saw something, okay?
Okay.
I'm not, like, making shit up, but I think it was BS, but I did see something, okay?
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing it multiple times. Are we? Yeah, okay. I saw it by somebody else too. So I think it was just some people trolling.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess what I would say is let's implore some patience.
Yeah, okay. I'll try.
Let's be
like what were the Bradley Chubb? What was the Bradley Chubb asking price?
I know. Seriously, man. That was the realistic one that I thought. Especially once I saw Phillips. I mean, I texted you guys immediately. As soon as I saw Phillips was moved, I was like, all right, let's go get Chubb now. We know that they're sellers.
Oh, yeah, Phillips. We forgot about that from the Eagles. Yeah, they go and get Phillips, who was with Vic Fangio. They know him. They love the guy.
Yeah.
No, apparently what the Ravens did the last 2 hours is just get outbid by anybody they wanted. And then the guys who didn't get outbid, they just didn't want to step up and pay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I mean, look, I don't mean to be like bummed out, too negative, but again, I still think the Ravens will win the North. It's just like, when are you going to make the moves to win the whole freaking thing? When?
Yeah. Well, we'll see, but I think that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Wish it was more positive, but we did get a player. We'll see what happens with Draymond Jones, and we'll hope that we can pick up some world beaters at the waiver if they want to be let go and come to some. That's where we shop, Glenn. That's where we shop, dude.
Bargain, Ben.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Leave all your comments below, and we'll talk to you guys soon.